Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's Wednesday, so this is Waffle on a Wednesday, where I answer your questions to the best of my ability, and in return I hope to earn your subscription. So let's get straight into it and answer some of your questions. Now I'd like to start off by saying thank you to everyone that commented on Arnold's van tour video this Sunday. Arnold is selling up his camper van and moving back to Thailand. We didn't quite clarify that he was actually moving back to Thailand. He's not going to Thailand for the first time because he actually used to run a hotel in Thailand. So thank you to everyone that wished him the best of luck and congratulated him on his wonderful van build. It really is quite a fantastic van build. He's done an amazing job building that camper van, and it is with a heavy heart that he has decided to sell his van and go back to Thailand. But not a lot of people understood the fact that he'd actually already been to Thailand and lived there for quite a few years. Some people were under the misconception that Arnold was going back to Thailand for some other reasons. People like our Cantrelac Bill here. Hi all, I do hope he has done his homework on Thailand. Converting a van is a different to converting a Thai lady. Don't buy a house or a car because it will be in her name. For every success story there will be 9 unsuccess stories. I do hope you know what you're doing. And this has really got my goat up, because at no point in that video did Arnold mention anything about Thai ladies being converted. Whatever that actually means, I don't know. But it does seem like a really big misconception that Arnold is going back to Thailand for some other rather sordid reasons, and that is simply not the case. Like I say, Arnold has lived there, he's run a business there, he is well aware of what he's doing. And he's going back to Thailand to make his pension stretch that much further. After all, the cost of living here in the UK has gone through the roof. And that's why Arnold built his camper van, to try and stretch his pension out that little bit longer. He's understandably changed his mind and decided to go back to Thailand. He's not going there for the very first time. Now, for those of you that haven't seen Arnold's van tour, I'll post a link to that video above, purely for your convenience. It is a fantastic camper van he's built, well worth the watch. Hashtag Waffle on a Wednesday. Thank you, J-Maz, for using hashtag Waffle on a Wednesday. It just makes it that little bit easier for me to find questions that you want me to answer. So if you have got any questions for me, then please do start those questions with hashtag Waffle on a Wednesday. And I'll do my best to answer those questions. It just makes it a lot easier for me to find said questions. Anyhow, Jasmine goes on to ask, hi Mel, the tracker you got from Aldi, has that helped with your insurance at all? Because I'm thinking of getting one. Cheers. Well, I've got to be honest with you, I really don't remember if my insurance company did actually ask me if I had a tracker or not fitted. But I did declare that I had a tracker fitted to my camper van. Whether or not that affected the cost of my insurance, I'm not really sure. But I will say, having a tracker in my van certainly gives me peace of mind that if anything was to happen to my camper, then I would be able to track its whereabouts. Also, that tracker has got a shock sensor on it. So if you was to slam my doors, it sets an alarm off on my phone. Or if anyone was to bash their shopping trolley into Mary whilst I'm shopping, then the alarm on my phone will go off. And then when I get back to Mary, I know to check my multitude of CCTV cameras to see who has bashed Mary with their shopping trolley. And I really do think that situations like that far outweigh any cost of insurance. Just having that peace of mind of fitting a tracker to your van outweighs any insurance costs or issues. And if you haven't seen the video where I fitted a tracker to Mary, I will link that video above. Again, purely for your convenience. And once again, thank you for using hashtag Waffle on a Wednesday, and I do hope that answered your question. Now here's a peculiar comment that was left on a video that I made when I was talking about the pros and cons of having a wood stove in a camper van. And this was from Midnight Cooler. Hi mate, wouldn't you be better off using a gas bottle heater? Absolutely not. If you use gas to heat your van, you're going to cause a huge amount of condensation, and not only that, you probably stand a chance of suffocating yourself as well. Having a naked flame in a van is really a bad idea, especially if you're going to fall asleep whilst that naked flame is burning. After all, that flame needs oxygen to burn, and in return for burning that oxygen, it gives off carbon monoxide. So in short, the flame is using the oxygen you need to breathe and replacing it with carbon monoxide that will put you to sleep, pretty much permanently. So no, do not use a gas heater in your camper van. A really bad idea. And one of the benefits of having a wood burner in your van is that you do need ventilation, because the wood burner draws air into the van, into the burner and up the flue. That's how they work. So not only does the wood burner heat your van, it keeps it ventilated as well, because you have to have a window open. And in my case, I always make sure I've got my skylight open when I'm using my wood burner, along with my passenger and driver's windows. I've got wind deflectors, which allows me to leave my windows open a good inch. It gives me plenty of ventilation and it supplies plenty of fresh air for my wood burner to operate. But saying that, I'm actually thinking of taking this wood burner out to make room for a wardrobe. Anyway, I do hope that answers your question. Now, you may often hear me say, we love a quick question. Well, this is not one of them. This comes from Gary Smith. Hi Mel, great videos mate, thank you very much. Just installed a 200 watt solar on the roof of my VW T4, works a treat. So a not so quick question, you're not kidding, for you. I have 12 volt system, 100 amp hour leisure battery, 200 watt solar panel and a 600 watt inverter. What can I actually run? Our 3-way fridge has just packed up, so looking to renew it, or 2-way or 12 volt compressor. Can the system run a 40 to 50 watt fridge for say 3 days in our normal British weather? I have bought and returned 5 gas fridges now, all smashed, damaged or not working, from Amazon. We are using cool bags and blocks at the moment. Well, thank you Gary for your not so quick question, but to answer your question, absolutely. If you've got 200 watts of solar on your roof and your fridge is using 50 watts, that means you have an excess of 150 watts replenishing your battery of the power that's been drawn from it during the evening when your fridge has been working. But my advice to you would be to get a compressor fridge, because they are the most efficient fridges you can have in your camper van. Gas fridges are okay, but compressor fridges, definitely a winner. And I know I've made videos in the past saying you don't really need a compressor fridge, but if you can afford to have a compressor fridge, then definitely get a compressor fridge. There are tons of them on the market now. They are coming down in price. Just make sure you get one that's big enough to suit your needs. And I'm sure you'll be perfectly fine, especially with 200 watts on your roof, 100 amp hour battery, and I'm assuming you can use the whole 100 amp hours. If you've got an AGM battery, then that means you can only use 50 amp hours of that battery, so you may consider upgrading your batteries if that's the case. So if you have got 100 amp hours at your disposal, I think you'll be perfectly fine using a compressor fridge. I myself, I have a 50 litre Dometic CRX50. Been fantastic, although it is a little bit on the small side. But if you're interested, I'll put a link down in the description from where I got my fridge. I'm 100% happy with that fridge, apart from the fact, like I say, it is a little bit tiny. But I can fit milk in there and cheese and butter and so on and so forth, so it's perfectly fine. I hope that answers your question. Maybe next time keep it a little bit shorter. Cheers. Now on that note, let's have this week's Troll of the Week.
Troll of the Week.
Now this week's Troll of the Week is a bit of a mega Troll of the Week. They didn't actually leave any comments on my channel. They did actually start trying to spread rumours throughout all of social media. The rumour is that Van Life Festival has been cancelled this year. This simply is not the case. So if you've seen a flyer online saying that this year's Van Life Festival, which takes place between the 2nd and 5th of June, has been cancelled, this is not true. It is completely fake. It's a complete attack on the Van Life Festival organisers. Some malicious, horrible, mouldy scrotum has decided to try and create havoc online by creating this rumour that the Van Life Festival has been cancelled. It is not true. Do not take any notice if you see these flyers. This year's Van Life Festival is going to go ahead as planned. And the good news is, if by chance you haven't yet got a ticket, there are still tickets available. So if you haven't got tickets to this year's Van Life Festival, use that discount code and save yourself 10%. And I have to say, last year's Van Life Festival was probably the best festival that I attended last year. I had an absolute blast there, really well organised, fantastic crowd, great positive vibe, thoroughly enjoyed myself. Don't take any notice of all those horrible scrotums out there that try and put it down. They're simply just really jealous of Damo and his team's hard work. Hashtag waffle on a Wednesday. Would you use 15mm close cell adhesive on its own to insulate a van, or would you still use Dodo sound deadening pads first, then the 15mm question mark? That comes from Sean Wizardish. Anyway, it comes from Sean. Well, Sean, this is something that really does get my back up and something that really does confuse me. Why do people use sound deadening pads in their camper vans? The sound deadening pads I'm talking about are those thin tar-like substance pads. They're really heavy, they're self-adhesive, and you stick them to a panel of your van and it stops that panel vibrating and making a droning sound as you drive down the road. And that's exactly what they do, and they work perfectly fine, especially for the Amazon drivers that's delivering all your goods, because after all, that van is empty. There's nothing in that van except cardboard boxes, and for that reason those panels do vibrate as you drive down the road. They do make a racket. It really is annoying. But here's the thing: when you build out a camper van, you're going to insulate it, you're going to put a vapor barrier up, you're going to put cladding and pictures on your wall. You're not going to hear a sound at all from those panels vibrating on your van. In fact, I'd be very doubtful if those panels do actually vibrate, because like I say, you're going to stuff your walls full of insulation, and that insulation is going to come in contact with your metal panel and stop it vibrating. It's as simple as that. I think I answered that question. And another thing that people waste money on when building out a camper van is Reflectix. Using Reflectix as a vapor barrier, again, is a complete waste of money. It really isn't necessary. I actually made a video all about it, and I'll put a link to that video up here, purely for your viewing pleasure. Well, I do hope you enjoyed watching this video. That's all we got time for. Ta-da for now.